Quatrain 75, Century X long awaited, he will not take birth in Europe, India will produce the immortal ruler, seeing wisdom and power of unlimited scope, Asia will bow before this conquering scholar. As if this were not a sufficient warning to fanatics, Nostradamus makes his meaning still more explicit in the following, Quatrain 96, Century X the religion of the name of the seas triumphs, against the fanatics of the Caliph Sadalot, the murderous creed of the false elves, between the Hindus and Christians will be caught. This prophecy need a little explication. In geography, one finds the Indian Ocean. Hinduism is the only religion with a sea, an ocean, rather, named after it. The Muslim fanatics believe that the Shriat or Quranic law with its sexual license is God-given or Caliph Sadalot. The Quran itself opens with the letter Alif, A, in Arabic. Both Hindus and Christians have suffered at the hands of Muslims and seek revenge. Lebanon is a foretaste of things to come. The Nostradamus quatrain spells the doom of the creed. Quatrain 50, Century L from the peninsula where three seas meet, comes the ruler to whom Thursday is holy, his wisdom and might all nations will greet, to oppose him in Asia will be folly. South India is the only peninsula in the entire globe where three seas meet a point and stretch away. The great Hindu leader who will wipe out our enemies will hence be a South Indian who offers a worship on Thursdays. It is easy to see why Nostradamus specifically mentions Thursday as the holy day. It is only Hindus who consider Thursday sacred. Muslims pray on Friday, Jews bow before God on Saturday, Christians bawl hymns on Sunday at church. Nostradamus is making it clear here that the conqueror will be a Hindu from South India. He will bind Asia together under his rule. The Hindu leader, however, will not be a tyrant. He will be ruthless with the Muslim fanatics. But he will win over the communists by persuading them of the timeless varieties of Hinduism. Russia will become India's ally. Nostradamus refers to a certain King Chiron who is none other than Lord Kalki. Nostradamus in the prophecies has mentioned a world leader called Chiron or Chiron who will establish his rule over the entire world. Listed below are the two quatrains which describe this world leader. Nostradamus refers to a certain King Chiron who is Lord Kalki. Nostradamus in the prophecies has mentioned a world leader called Chiron or Chiron who will establish his rule over the entire world. Listed below are the two quatrains which describe this world leader. The great Chiron will be chief of the world, plus ultra behind, loved, feared, dreaded, his fame and praise will go beyond the heavens, and he be more satisfied with the title of victor. This is a unique quatrain which describes a world leader as the chief of the world. Such a description has been used for the first time to describe a leader. There have been in the history of mankind numerous powerful leaders but none can qualify as being called the chief of the world. This is also substantiated by the Bible prophecy on Kalki avatar. The key to this quatrain is the term plus ultra or plus ultra, which means nothing further beyond comma. There can be nothing beyond or greater than an avatar of God. This leader will prove this to the world, and after this he will be loved and feared at the same time and will gain fame the like of which no one has experienced before him. This quatrain also states that he will not be interested in mere politics or office but will be satisfied with the recognition he gains from everyone, and will be a guiding force to set up the basic laws of humanity in the right direction. Quatrain 95, Century 3 the creed of the Moor will perish, followed by another more popular still, the Nipur will be the first to relish, the wisdom which imposes its will. The Muslims are often called Moors by Europeans owing to the nearness of Morocco with its Muslim faith. Incidentally, the Dutch who landed in Ceylon also called the Lankan Muslims as Moors. Even today, the Lankan Muslims are officially designated as Moors. The Dnieper is a great river in southern Russia. The Sears forecast seems to suggest that Russia will be the first among communist countries to abandon Marxism in favor of Hinduism. The Red comrades in our midst will doubtless throw up their hands in horror at the mere idea. But Trincourt, the French writer, quotes a prophecy made by Ramakrishna Paramahamsa shortly before his death which strongly supports the French seer's prediction. Sri Ramakrishna declared that his next birth would be to the northwest of India. In other words, he will be reborn in Russia as a Hindu holy man. Communism is certainly a more popular creed than Islam. but both will be alike vanquished by resurgent Hinduism. Russia will be greatly benefited by its alliance with the Hindu Rashtra. Nostradamus describes Russia's good fortune, Quatrain 26, century v. The Slavic folk will be on the winning side, and rise to the highest point. They cast off their paltry ideological guide, the mountain army crosses the sea in an expedition joined. As the Hindu troops sweep through the Middle East avenging former wrongs, the Russian army in the Caucasus Mountains will link up with them. The paltry ideological guide who will be abandoned is Karl Marx. The sea to be crossed is either the Mediterranean or the Black Sea. Let us now return to the Hindu Holy War. Quatrain 59, century 3. The empire of Islam by Hindus overthrown, the majority of Muslims will succumb to radioactive fallout by India blown, making Muhammad forever silent and numb. After the destruction, annihilation would be the exact word, of Islamic power, the Hindu leader will march on the Europe. Both Egypt and Israel will rally to his standard. The Hindu leader with Hebrew leaning, marches on Rome and its allies, his ships sail from Libyan mooring, the Bible-chanting clergy dies. This tremendous onslaught will be bloody. In yet another forecast Nostradamus remarks that the Hindu army will lose 2,50,000 men. But victory will be attained. It will be decisive. Presage 40. Rome of 7 hills hit by calamities quick, storm, deluge, epidemic and consuming fire, the Hindus give Europe a colossal kick, and conquer it with revengeful ire. The atrocities and fraudulent conversions by Christian missionaries will thus be avenged in the total destruction of Rome. The Pope and his canting clergy will seek refuge in Paris. They will be assisted by a Scottish leader who is called Hadrian in the centuries. This is a reference to Hadrian's wall to isolate Scotland built by the Roman Emperor Hadrian, 1,800 years ago. Hitherto there has been no mention of America in this narrative. Nostradamus mentions it by name only once. It is time to consider the implications of his incredible forecast. Quatrain 66, century X. The British leader by America send, Redkin Livingston, Mayor of London ROI Reb, Red? Will ruin Scotland by a clever plan, Boss Reb's foes will be sorely rem, and damn him as unchristian man. It has been already noted that the Scottish leader nicknamed Hadrian will join hands with the Pope against the Hindus. Amazingly, the United States will side with India in the war. The Americans will nominate a leader in London who is intriguingly called Boss Reb. He will be a veritable fox and cunning. He will defeat two Scots thoroughly and bring down the Christian alliance around the Pope. While the Americans take over the government of Britain through their nominee Boss Reb, the Hindu leader will advance upon Paris, where the Pope is holed up. Quatrain 29, century 2. The Hindu hero will march from his base, nuclear destruction of Paris crossing the Apennines to enter France, conquering the clouds and seas ice, all enemies will fall before his lance. Paris will be taken after a fierce siege. Hadrian will be killed in a vain defiance. At this juncture, Nostradamus makes a curious observation. He predicts that a tree in the center of Paris will crash down. What tree? Could it be the Eiffel Tower, built more than 300 years after his death? From a distance the Eiffel Tower rather resembles a giant oak tree.